Hey guys, how are we doing? So today we're going to be going through a pretty biased review of my own personal bait that I make called Salty Bits. Oh, look! Hey! Salty Bits is a series of salted baits consisting of clams, shrimp, and squid. Now these baits are really great because they're preserved in a special salt mixture that we put together. Fresh bait that can last without being in the refrigerator. And today I'm going to be taking you through how I like to use these different baits, kind of why I like to use it, why I created it, and you can decide for yourself whether you want to try it or not. Let's get into this. Here's our brand new bait box right here that I've got all my baits in. I've got my salted squid tentacles, a mantle in here, a bunch of the clams that we do. These clams, they have a lot of color right here. They come from Canada. They're really tough, they smell really great, and they're perfectly preserved. This means you don't have to refrigerate it, you don't have to freeze it. You can keep it in your bait box, you can stay at the beach for a week at a time, no problem. No need for refrigeration. Think of it like fish bites, but this is all natural, no filler, no mesh that's in there that gets stuck on your hook. It's all real, baby, all real. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna put some of the clams on, and these are just really simple to use. I'm gonna cut it in half like that. Now this one gets hooked a couple of times like this. See that? And then I'll put a piece of mullet like this on the bottom one. Like that. And that's my favorite way to present it. Now I'll use this as a stopper for this to help keep that bait on there. So that's the second bait. Now, pretty much anything out there is gonna bite this. Let's get it out. Now this will go into my rod holders. All right, keep an eye on this one. When there's little fish nipping like that, that's what literally takes all the bait off of the hook. But with this salted baits, it'll stay on and you don't have to bring it all the way in, rebait it and cast it out. You can just move it back a little bit and just leave it there. And this itself saves a lot of time.
Hey, look at this line of birds coming.
Fish.
I see you.
That is the most baby stingray I've ever seen.
Aww.
It's so tiny. But you see how it took the combination of all three? This happens often. Lots of different fish that like to eat this kind of bait. And maybe little baby stingrays are not your target species. But that's okay, because the bait's still on the hook. And I can cast it right back out again. Oh, I had a fish on it. Oh, it's a nice puffer. Puffer fish. Puffer fish bit the clam. This is called a northern puffer, and they are totally edible. People love to eat them. It's this tail part they love to eat. But I'm gonna let them go. So the clams and the shrimps that we have, these are great to use for like bottom fishing, not necessarily using it to jig. The squid itself, the mantle and the tentacles here, these are great to jig because it has a lot of lifelike action when you put it into the water. I like to get the squiddy bits when I'm jigging. For the shrimpy bits and the clams, I like to just cast it out and sit it out. Okay, so a piece of fresh bait. And then you see the color of this clam? It's so red. That's gonna be like a bait stopper right there. Now let's wait and watch our rods. Oh, Aaron! Oh! Another skate.
What?
That is so strange.
They're so pink around the edges. Okay, everyone, this is my sister Emma. She edits a lot of our videos, pretty much all of them now. I'm so lucky that she's here. I'm so happy. That's my sister. What's going on? What just happened?
I'm still on him. Whoa! Beautiful. Holy crap, that's a nice one. Clam combo. Wow, that's probably a 17, 18 inch. Let me check. 19 inch. That's called a weakfish or a sand trout. That'll be good to eat. I like to use these mantles because I can cut them into whatever shape I want. So I'm gonna cut a strip of this first. And like you can see, this is very tough. And then I'll cut it into a triangle shape like this. And I can put that on just like this. And that's perfect presentation right there. If you want, you can cut it into the shape of a fish. A little minnow right here. Put it on a jig head and jig it back on the surf for flounder. Imagine this on the back of a bucktail. You know, this works really well for flounder and fish that want to hit a lure. Do you remember those Uncle Josh pork rinds that people used to use? Uncle Josh's pork rinds were made of pork. And you would put this trailer on the back of a bucktail or like on the back of a lure and bring it back, and the natural action attracts fish. This is very similar, but this is made of squid, something that the fish will actually eat. I mean, I don't know what kind of fish eat pig, but I know fish love to eat squid. And now I can just put this on here like this. And in the surf, this will just flow like this. So this is a really great setup right here. Another ray.
Well, this one's wider and it has
This one's a
markings.
skate. This one's a skate.
It's got markings on it. So this one is a little bit different. You can see it has clear, long nose here. And then on the tail it has these two little fins. Oh, I didn't know they had teeth.
So now I'm going to try some of our Shrimpy Bits. This is the Shrimpy Bits starter kit. It comes in this waterproof bait box right here. But this is how our Shrimpy Bits look. I'm actually just going to take this and dump it into here. So now I've got shrimp in here too. But these shrimps are perfectly preserved too. Nice little shrimpy sized ones. Perfect for a 2-aught circle hook right here. And I'm gonna do that with some clam and then a piece of mullet. I love to use these in combination with fresh baits. So I've got a circle hook here, and this is how I'm gonna thread the Shrimpy Bits. Just like this. Now that's not going anywhere. That piece of shrimp is ready for something to ingest it. Now let's give it a cast. Now my favorite part about these baits is it catches whatever. There's so many different fish that eat this stuff. Nice, another weakfish. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Nice job. How did it bite?
It just went little.
Very small bite, huh? See,
Yeah.
you gotta watch it.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of them out there. Let's measure this. Make
Yeah.
sure it's upsized. If it is, we'll consider keeping it.
Agreed. It's like 13 and a half. All right.
13, but I think we can throw it back.
Okay.
Oh, look what it was eating.
What?
Little silver sides. That just came out of his mouth. Oh, look! Look!
Oh my gosh.
Woo!
On the pen. How's it feel?
It feels like something big.
Is it shaking?
I don't know.
Just pull
It's
it?
just pulling right now. Well, it's finally giving up a second. You see that?
He's putting his back into it.
Snap me.
Ah.
It was enormous.
Did it take everything?
Took everything.
Something toothy?
That was crazy. Holy crap. That was 100-pound line that it just snapped. That thing must have been enormous.
Did it feel enormous?
Yes, it did. Honestly, I think it was probably a shark. If it snapped me off like that, it was probably a huge shark.
Well,
Holy moly.
any praise?
That took everything. That was a huge hook on there. 100-pound line, 50-pound shock leader. I mean, this is set up for drum. It's not set up for shark. I think it was a big shark that just, it almost spooled me out too. You see why I don't use pen?
What happened with your reel?
Did you hear it too, Aaron?
It sounded like it, I don't
It
know.
was not taking it well.
It sounded like loose, like it was shaking
Yeah.
and like getting stuck while you were trying to reel it in.
That's like the last thing you want when you have a huge fish on the line or something like that.
Is your gear to fail you? It didn't fail, but
it did. Well, that was a great day of fishing. It's
Whoa!
whoa!
Get it!
Oh yeah!
I'm eating good
Oh,
tonight.
these are great.
Oh, that's a nice chunky monkey.
I was talking and I got a hit, right? That's what always happens. That was a great day of fishing. I caught a lot of skate. Caught a nice 19-inch weakfish, which is going to be a great lunch dinner tomorrow. And then I caught some nice bluefish. This is really an ideal kind of day of fishing for me because I catch a lot of different species. Comment below, what kind of fishing do you like to do? Do you like to target one species, or do you like to get a whole mix of different kinds of fish? Our salted baits are fantastic because they catch a lot of different kinds of fish, and they're very versatile, so you can use it for many kinds of different fishing. This is just one way that I know how to use it. There's just so many different ways that you can actually use it. It's caught a lot of different kinds of fish as well. If you're into catching lots of different species and kind of not knowing what you're going to catch every time you throw it out, this is the bait for you. And I want to thank everyone who has supported us and gotten some of this bait. I've seen some great reports of you guys. Thank you for sharing. If you catch fish on our bait and you want to be featured in our Instagram or any of our social media platforms, send us pictures of the fish that you catch. Send it to info@heyskipperfishing.com and we'll feature your fish. Anyways, that's our bait. If you want to give our bait a try, you can get it at heyskipperfishing.com. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.